Okay, hello guys, welcome to the premiere of Face Your Faith on What's Up in LA channels, where we'll explore the many facets of faith and spirituality from diverse perspectives. While religion is often a part of this discussion, our aim is not to promote any specific religion beliefs or practices, but rather to delve into the broader concept of faith and its role in our lives. Through conversations with a wide range of guests, we hope to explore the ways in which faith can inspire and motivate us. Los Angeles is a city of dreams, a place where people come to pursue their passions and aspirations. However, life in LA can be challenging and even overwhelming at times. To succeed, in the city, one needs a strong sense of faith in oneself, faith in one's abilities, and faith in something greater than oneself that provides a sense of purpose and meaning. Whether it's through religion, spirituality, or simply a belief in one's own potentials, faith can provide the strength and resilience needed to overcome the obstacles that come with living in such a dynamic city. So today, it's my pleasure to introduce you to my co-host, Marcel Bissimwa, and our special guest, Blondy Baruti, who you will see has a great face in life. Thank you to be here, guys.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having us.
Yes, and welcome everyone to What's Up in LA. Face Your Faith, Blondy Baruti. One of the things about meeting Blondy Baruti 6 years ago when I met him, it was not just because he's from the Congo, and I am from the Congo, but it was also your faith, you are one of the people that I know that have the strongest faith that I've ever encountered. And so tell me about your faith. But before telling me about your faith, I want to hear your story. Where you from?
I'm from the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Central Africa. I was born there, and I moved out when I was 16 and a half, and I moved to the U.S. and I grew up in Arizona. Went to college in Oklahoma, and then I moved to LA right after college in 2015.
Amazing. What a beautiful story. What was your childhood like in the Congo?
My childhood was a pretty challenging childhood, growing up because the Congo, it's one of the poorest country on earth. It's one of the richest, probably the richest one based on natural resources, but it's also one of the poorest country on earth. Which is how people live their life, and I was one of the people that come from the poorest part of the Congo. I grew up with a single mom. My dad left us when I was 2 years old. I grew up with my mom, my sister, and then basketball, football, soccer, I would say, kind of like saved my life. And then through soccer, I was a little bit too tall to play soccer, and my friend kind of like kicked me out there, like, no, you can't be playing soccer anymore because you're way too tall. Go pick up a basketball. Yeah, and then I picked up a basketball, started to learn how to play basketball, and basketball brought me to the U.S.
And that's amazing. And just thinking about Congo and the story you talk about how tough your childhood was, and just being from Congo, I know there is so many stories of war, not just what I heard, but also what I encountered growing up in the Congo. And so how was it like for you to play basketball? Because I know Congo is a soccer country, and you don't find, many basketball courts.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons, because it takes a lot to build a basketball court.
Yeah.
And so what was the court? Was it near your place? How was it?
The court was pretty far from my house. If I would guess, like my growing up in the Congo, learn how to play basketball in school, I used to walk close to 12 to 13 miles every single day.
Wow.
Getting up in the morning, walk to school. After school, I gotta walk to my basketball practice with my team, and then I gotta walk all the way to play a pickup game with my friends around 4 p.m., 4 5 p.m. And we would play for like 3 4 hours, and then I gotta walk, and then I have to walk all the way back home, and get home around like 10 p.m. And then eat only rice, go to bed, and then wake up next day and do it all over again. So to answer your question, like basket, it was grow, like growing up in the Congo, you really don't know, how you really don't know how hard it is, because when you are living in the middle of them, it was a normal thing. We used to play in the concrete court and in 110 degrees,
Yes.
And you can fall. If you fall on your ground, you're gonna get burned. And we used to play at 1 p.m. over for 3 hours, and we just play and and I do remember a lot of my friends had knee injuries, like a lot of them, and they were having it would get big, swelling, and they would put some little bit of ice, and then 2 weeks later come back playing. So and then when I moved to the U.S., I was introduced to. They told me about ACL. Then I look back, I'm just like, holy crap!
Wow.
How many of my friends
Yeah.
tore the ACL in the Congo, because it takes about after the surgery, it takes about 8 months to recover from a ACL. But my friend in the Congo, you see, in the 2 weeks, they are out there playing again.
Yeah.
So yeah, my I had a beautiful childhood. I don't regret it, and with all my friends and just playing soccer and basketball over. We didn't know any better. It was our daily life.
Yes.
Our circumstances, and we enjoy it. We embrace it. We were happy. Very very happy.
This is important. Joy.
Yeah, yeah, it was the joy.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Get joy.
yeah. So it's just because we didn't know any better, and that's what we had. So it's just shoot, you just gotta go with it.
And so, without trying to interrupt you, what was the fuel to you walking miles? I cannot believe it. Now when I was in the Congo,
Yeah.
I know that to me, I didn't think so much about it. But
Yeah.
coming to America, where 5 minutes you have to ride, so
Yeah.
walking miles to go play basketball,
Yeah.
knowing you are going to come back home
Yeah.
and might not even have food.
Yeah.
What was the reason? What was the faith? Why did you do it?
The only thing I would never be afraid to say to the world, it was my faith in Jesus Christ. Since I was 8 years old, I prayed to God. I told God, I want to build a church for you. I want to build a church that would bring glory to you, not just in the Congo, but worldwide. And I put to God to put me in a position where I'll be able to build a church for Him. So that's when I made a mission from that day, and I remember I used to fast and pray about it. From that day, I made a mission in my life. Like, I got to work hard, and I don't care what's going on in my life, so God can put me in a position to build a church for Him. So playing soccer, walking close to 12, 13 miles a day, deep down in my heart was like, if I could just work hard enough, just staying ready. If I could just push myself over the limit. If I can just, keep learning, falling in love with you. I just wanted to be ready. And I believe that one day my God will find a way for me to be able to come to the US.
Wow.
And when I told my friend, a lot of my friends, they're still back home. When I told them I'm gonna go to the US one day, and I'm gonna play college basketball, and I'm gonna become a professional basketball player, and I'm gonna build a church for God, they laughed at me.
Wow.
They thought it was nuts.
Wow.
Because I don't blame them, because based on the circumstances,
Yeah.
what was around us, there was no hope for Chateau Dreams. Because we had absolutely nothing. We played basketball in 110, 15 degrees, almost no shoes on.
Wow.
And the last player that we ever heard that left the Congo to go to the US was the Kembe Mutombo. So it doesn't happen.
Oh, I remember the camp.
So it doesn't really happen. Like, no one ever gets a scholarship to go to the US. But for me to tell my friend, like, I believe my God will find a way, and all I need to do is just work hard enough, to push myself over the limit, stay ready. he will find a way for me to go to the US. And you know, I believe 3 years after picking up my first basketball, I was recruited to come to the US, and my family didn't spend
That's
a dime.
amazing. That's really amazing. Thinking about it, you're in this situation where it looks so impossible, where all your situations are against you, but because you put your faith in something bigger than yourself, because you had this goal, therefore it was easier for you. Even when you walk these miles to go to school, when you went hungry but still played, because you're thinking about this goal that you had, and of course you had the strength that was coming from someone, which is for you, it's God, you know, bigger than you. He was able to push you and allow you to continue, and then you saw an open door, and now you are in the US.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story of faith, you know, to see what God can do to someone if you truly believe in Him. You know, He can take you from one of the worst part of the world and show you up to the world. Like, look what I have done to this kid. That's exactly what God done in my life. Because if you really think about it, I'm from one of the worst part of the world.
Wow. That's
You know,
amazing. That's
I
amazing.
used to walk 12 to 13 miles a day. If I can show you my the picture of my 2 months before I moved to the US, I moved there when I was like 147 pounds, 146 pounds. I was like a skeleton walking. You know, I was
Now
a
you're a
skeleton
giant.
walking.
Yeah.
Tell us the truth.
You know, I was like, but I just had that faith in me. Like, let me just work. Let me just, work hard. I know God. I know my God. And then when I moved to the US, the first thing I did, I called my friends back home. It was I think it was the second day in the US. I called each one of them. I told them, "Hey, I'm in the US. I'm in Arizona."
No way. What was their reaction?
You know,
How did they
They
react?
were speechless. Like, no one said anything for a second. They were like, "No, you lie." I said, "Did you see the numbers calling you? It's 001.
Wow.
I am in the US. I'm in Arizona."
That's amazing, Blondie. And so you coming to the US, and I know it's a different world, completely different world. I know for me it was really hard, especially coming home. And we are a French-speaking country.
Yeah. Yeah.
We are considered as, when I say we, I mean the Democratic Republic of Congo, as a third world country, meaning there's so much technology here that we do not have there.
Yeah.
And so when you come here, it's a dream come true,
Yeah.
but also there's a lot of challenges that comes with it.
Yeah.
How was your transition? Tell us about the challenges, especially your first year in America.
Yeah.
What are those challenges that you faced into transitioning the culture and everything?
Yeah. To answer your question, to pick back to the last point, I told my friend, nothing's impossible with God.
Wow.
Over the phone. You guys didn't believe, I believed. And here I am, and my family didn't spend $1. Everything was sponsored, and here I am in Arizona.
That's
So
amazing.
to answer your question, it's a dream for any African kids. I don't care which country, any African kids, it's a dream to be able to come to the US. In a scale of 10, go to Europe, I would say maybe like 8 out of 10. And the US is like above 10. It's and for me, I remember the day I was walking to the airport, because I'd never seen a plane before my whole life.
Wow.
I never seen a plane close to close, never. I never even been to the Congo airport, ever. And for me to go to the airport, when my name was called, our airline was, I had to walk. I was walking to the airport, like I was shaking. I was like,
Wow.
I'm literally going to America.
Yes.
I see an airplane in front of me, so big, so massive. I'm just like, I'm literally going to America. I stopped myself. Do I need to wake up? Like, wake up. No, like, I'm literally going in a plane, and the plane is going to take me out of the Congo to take me to Arizona in America. That's probably one of the best feelings in my life.
Wow.
Probably one of the best feelings I ever had in my life. And then coming here, it was it was a culture shock. You know, I'm Arizona because Arizona is pretty hot, and then and a lot of women they wear like shorts. It's an American culture. And in Congo, it's just like we don't see women wearing shorts. Like little. And a guy here, I remember my adopted family, my host family, they blazed in Arizona. They took me to do shopping because when I moved here, I only had my backpack with me, a sweatpants, a very very heavy sweatpants, and a white T-shirt. And in my backpack, only had my passport in it, nothing else. And then a guy here, they're like, we're gonna do shopping for. No, he has no clothes, so we gotta bring him to do shopping. So they brought me to the shopping center. I don't remember what it was. For the very first time, me on the street of America, in the street of Arizona, I'm seeing like women over 60, 55 wearing shorts. And I'm just like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? Like, no, you were too old to be wearing that kind of shorts. It was like, I couldn't believe my eyes when I was watching. I was like, what?
A new world.
A new world. I was like, this woman walking past me wearing a little shirt. I was like, holy crap. So yeah, and then it was very challenging. I couldn't eat pizza. I didn't like pizza.
Okay.
It took me a couple of years to eat one slice of pizza. I didn't like the tomatoes whatsoever.
For me, it was the mashed potatoes.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So I remember I had a Burger King
Okay.
for the first 6 months every single day.
Wow.
Burger King, and the people that work at Burger King, they knew my voice. They were like, oh, that's an African guy. I'd be like, all right, number 2, no cheese. No pickle.
Okay, tell me about that. Tell me about that because I feel like my first year in America, right?
Yeah.
And my freshman year, because I went to college back in Kansas, before I moved to APO, of course. My freshman year, I didn't know how to order food.
Yeah.
And even when we were walking, when you're going to the cafeteria
Yeah.
with my teammate, I'll be in the back and I'm just looking at them, what they choose, what I choose, because and things like that can affect even your face for some people, because sometimes us as human beings, we have this feeling that we want to be accepted in the society, and sometimes you find challenges, and sometimes you're not up to the norms of those society, and so how do you face that when you go in school and you don't even know how to order food, but you still gotta be in school, you still gotta keep pushing. How do you do that? For me, it was like, I know I'm here for a reason. I know I gotta get this degree, so I was like, whatever is in my way, I'm my way. If I need to wait in the back, learn every order to go and get it, I'ma do it, but nothing is gonna stop me. So how was it for you, just going through all these challenges of coming to America? Of course, you already talk about that, but also now you're in America, you have a food challenge, which was not a challenge at home. So it's almost like you're living a blessing and a challenge at the same time. But also in college, I've seen I've heard so much about your story as a basketball player, and just what you did as a basketball player. And how was it you coming here and moving into basketball as well?
For me, my adopted family helped me a lot, to navigate through a new culture in my life. So, go pick up food. For me to pick up food at the restaurant, I had to see a picture because I couldn't read. There's no picture. I'm not picking up anything. I was like looking at the picture. Okay, this one look good. Okay, this one. That's the one I'm gonna get. So. Yeah, and then food like a drop through my family, helped me. They were teaching me English as well because I had to learn, and that's the reason why I picked up the language very very quick because my surrounding it was like only spoken people. Only English spoken people.
Yeah, you were immersed.
Yeah, so I had to learn. So all I hear every single day was English. Yeah, English. So I had to. So it picked up like really
fast.
Really fast for me. And then what was your second question?
Yes. My question now is, you have all these challenges, but you still had the dream, the childhood dream to play basketball, and of course your dream to build a church. Of course, now you are in America. How did you move from that to playing basketball here to going to college, because basketball is different in America than it is in the Congo. You know what I'm saying? And so how was it? How was it like to come here to train, to play for the University of Tulsa, if I remember? That's the one you played for. Tell us a little bit about it, and how did your faith, what was your experience, what was the challenges, and how you overcame those experiences by your faith?
Yeah. I always say like I wrote a book based on my life. America was a different type of jungle for me. It was not like an American jungle, but it was a different type of jungle that I had to go through to be able to survive America. The language was a big challenge. I couldn't really communicate with people, and it was very, very hard on me. Another one, I had a cousin, who pretty much used me for his own benefit, sending me to high school, to make money. And I had to, I was suspended my junior year in high school because of a recruiting process. Because in high school in Arizona, they couldn't, high school coach did not allow to recruit, and I was recruited. I was suspended, and I left Arizona, sent to Illinois for a couple months, and I was abused out there, because in Illinois, it was the school that offered me scholarships to come to the U.S., but my cousin changed it to Arizona, and the action was illegal. Wow. So, and then when things blew up between my cousin and my host family, and my cousin asked me to go with him, I said, no, I'm not going to, I'm going to stay with this, the Blitz, my host family, and he was very, very angry at me. And then when on newspapers talked about, and I was recruited, blah, blah, blah. So that's how it came to life. So I was suspended, and then the school that offered me a scholarship in Illinois found out I was in the U.S. Wow. And they had to call for me to go there. And I went there, and it was during the winter, and that coach Leo abused me for a couple months, made me sleep on the floor with no pillow, no cover. I couldn't go eat at the cafeteria because it was a prep school. So I had to wait for my teammate to bring me food and then slide it in the window, and I'm gonna take a run to the bathroom and eat it fast so the coach doesn't see me. But and I was very, very sick, and he didn't even want to give me medicine, so I had to wait for my family in Arizona to ship me medicine in the mail, like ibuprofen and all that. So it was a very, very challenging moment for me, extremely challenging is the struggle to try to survive and not really knowing the language. And I was in the mercy of that coach, living with him at his house. Every single day he would come to me, he was like, I'm going to send you to the Congo tomorrow. And as an African kid, that's the last line you want to hear. It's going back to the Congo now, and then they had the power to do so because I was illegal. Because the action of leaving the Congo to go straight to Arizona and sent to go to Illinois was illegal against the immigration. So and the only people that could make me legal again in the country was the school in Illinois. That's why I had to go back. That's why I had to go there. So the coach knew I was afraid to go back, so he used it against me. I was a young 16, 17 years old kid. He'd be like, I'm going to send you to Congo tomorrow. And I'll be on my knees, grab his leg, start crying. Coach, please don't, please don't. And they would kick me and start laughing and smiling about it. And he was very, very happy about it. So that's the abuse I had to go through in America. And then, and one day I just wake up. I was so skinny. One night I was like, okay, I'm done. Bro, if you want to send me to the Congo, just do it. I just went crazy. I just, I blew up the whole TV. Yeah, I just started, and I went crazy. And then he kicked me out, of his house. And then I stepped outside on the snow. For the very first time in my life, seeing the snow. Because, we're from the Congo. It's like 110, 100 degrees every day. And Arizona is very hot as well. And my first winter ever, my whole life, I found myself outside on the snow.
In Illinois?
Yes, in Illinois. From I think it was 10 to 11 p.m. all the way to 5. Wow. And I couldn't cry anymore. my finger, like I couldn't feel my finger anymore. I couldn't feel my face anymore. Like my toes, I was just frozen to death outside until those two, James Siakam, and two other friends from Nigeria and Cameroon came out. They found out I was outside. They came out and they brought me in. And
Is James Siakam a brother to?
James Siakam is a younger brother of Pascal Siakam. He played for the Toronto Raptors.
Okay.
So no, he's the older brother of Pascal Siakam.
Okay.
So yeah, and so those are challenges that I had to go through as a young man in America trying to survive. That's why I call it like it was a different type of jungle for me.
And so you talked earlier about your faith in God. How did you navigate that during that jungle?
And then before I got kicked out, I remember I was because before I left the Congo, my mom told me, I don't have anything to give you to go to America. I have nothing. I have no money, and I'm not going to be there for you. And she was like, I have feelings. It's not going to be as pretty as you think. I feel like she was prophetizing over me. So God was speaking to her, like, but the only thing that I can give you is the Bible. Please read Psalm 91 and Psalm 23. Psalm 23 whenever you're going through tough situation.
Wow.
And I had my French Bible, and whenever that coach was like abusing me mentally, physically, I was just like dead inside, and my only strength was God.
Wow.
I pull up the Bible. I remember one day I just started crying to God. I said, this is not what I thought Americans were going to be. But even though I'm going through this, I know you are with me.
Amen.
I know you will never gonna forsake me. You will find a way. You brought me to this country for a reason. Even though this coach is doing this to me, I know you are bigger than him.
Amen.
I am your child. You love me just the way you love David, King David. You love me just the way you love Daniel. And I know you created me, you saved me, and I know you will find a way for me to survive.
Wow.
While crying by myself, and talking to my mom. She come in the phone. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. Everything is good. It's dead. So my strength in God,
Your faith.
my faith in God helped me to navigate through the challenges that I had to go through.
Amen. And it's amazing how you talk about how you talk, that though you go through all this, it reminds me even what you said, Psalm 23, though I walk through the shadow of, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup all runs over. So, and even how it ends, surely your goodness and mercy shall follow me. And so all the days of my life. And when I look at your life, I see the goodness of God, the mercy of God. You going through what you went through at university to going to Hollywood. So tell us about that journey, a summary of that journey as much as you can, the challenges for you from shifting from being a basketball player, injuries happen too, and how you moved to Hollywood and to becoming an entrepreneur that you are now.
Yeah, piggyback since I was 8, the goal, the end game for me, like the ultimate goal was always to build a church. Basketball brought me to the US and coming here and doing all, and then going to Illinois. Somehow that dream never kind of died in my heart, and went back to Arizona, play summer league, and got a scholarship to go to Tulsa University in Oklahoma, and I went out there, and knowing I am one step away to become a professional basketball player, to be able to make enough money to build a church for God back home in Africa here, a church for God. And then right after my freshman year, during pickup game, last play of pickup, I remember the coach called, last play. And my point guard asked me for the ball. I said, no, I'm taking it. Because I was like, no, I want the glory. No, I'm not giving you the last play of the game. No, so I drove to the basket and I came down with my right ankle.
Wow.
and that was the end of my basketball career. You know, I got a surgery on it, and I redshirted my sophomore year. I tried to come back my junior year. I just couldn't do it. It was just so much pain. I was always behind. You know, I would practice today, and then I had to wait 3 or 4 days because my ankle was just swollen, get so big. So I was, and then I couldn't do it anymore. And then the doctor told me it's best after a year and a half. It's best for you to walk away from sports, from basketball. So that was a knife in my heart because think about it, I based my whole life since I was 8.
Yeah.
I based my whole life to play basketball. You know, this was my dream. This was something I strived. This was something that I worked so hard to become a professional basketball player. And then now you tell me that I cannot play anymore. I can't. It was like a knife straight in my heart. And I cry, and then I went back to my father. You know, I went back to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I said, okay, so now what's next for us? You know, basketball is over. Yes. You know, so because I talk to whenever I pray, I talk to God like he's right there next to me, like my friend. You know, like my, you know, yeah. I was just like, yo, so now basketball is over. So what should we do next? You know my dream. You know what I want to do. So what's next for me? And then I was inspired to write a book. Mm-hmm. You know, I felt like I had a great story. You know, why not inspire people, inspire the upcoming generation, younger kids through my story. Yeah. You know, so I started writing my book my sophomore, junior, and senior year in college while I was double majoring in business and film. Mm-hmm. You know, it was in Tulsa. It's one of the toughest universities in the country. It's a small private school. It's very, very hard, and double majoring it was already super hard. And I started writing a book. You know, it was, but I believed I was like, if I can survive the Congo, I can survive anything. Yes. You know, so I wrote my book and believe. And the funny part about this book was when I told my teammate, I'm gonna start writing a book. You know, it's gonna be successful. It's gonna get published. We're gonna inspire people, and we're gonna make a movie out of them. They were laughing at me. Oh wow! They're like, you don't even speak English. How are you gonna write a book? You know, but I was like, I'm gonna do it with my broken English, and I wrote over 800 pages during all the last 3 years of my during the last 3 years of college. And then after I LA right after my senior year to become an actor, and then I got here. I did an audition for ABC Network. They were looking for a tall guy from Black who does to play a character who's tall, Black, from Africa, who doesn't speak English, you know, for the Golden State Warriors. Yeah. And I read the script. I was like, do you guys write this for me? I was like, this is for me. So yeah, and then I went from audition and I competed against big Hollywood actors. Yeah. You know, and you know, I just had the faith in my heart, like I'm gonna get this. This show was written for me. And the thing the cool about it was, you know, most of our TV and sports movies always like based on a fake team, you know, but this one was based on the Golden State Warriors. Yeah. Yeah. You know, so it was like a real team, like the Warriors, you know, back 2015. And that was the first year they won the championship. You know, so and then I went from audition and I got there. You know, I just went hard and, you know, and I got the job. You know, it was and that was my first audition ever as an actor.
Oh yeah,
first audition ever, first on the board, and then I was number one on call sheet.
You just told us.
Yeah.
You got the strength because of your faith.
Yes.
In you also, you know.
Yes.
Like I did this.
Yes.
I did all my stuff going from the Congo.
Yes.
Blah blah blah.
Yes.
I can go further now.
Yes.
You know? It's just
for me it was nothing.
That is faith. This is why
exactly. Exactly. I was like, well, God is with me. You know, He was with me since the Congo. This audition for Hollywood, God is big in Hollywood. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna audition and I'm gonna get this job. You know, because I just believe because the faith in me was speaking. I was like, and I went out there, I killed it, and then I got my role, and then we shot the show, and unfortunately it didn't pick up. You know, and then ABC Disney signed me a deal to stay with them for a couple of years, and you know, and so yeah.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I know you did the Galaxy, Galaxy Guardian of Galaxy 2 and all that stuff. But then you move into entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
And now you are an app creator. I
Yeah.
do not want to reveal that, but I want you to talk about it. How did you move from being an actor now into entrepreneurship?
Yeah. Okay. The central thing, or the main point of my story is we always gotta go back to me wanting to build a church for God. That was always something that fired my heart to work hard enough because I want. It's always me trying to build a church for God, build a church for God. So basketball was one way that I thought based on my own understanding, but now it's taken away from me. I hoped that the book would be extremely successful. That would make me enough money to build a church for God, which was successful, but it didn't make me enough money to build a church for God. So then, once again, I prayed to God. I was like, okay, it didn't make me enough money. So what's next? I need to find a different path to be able to make enough money to build a church for you. So then I was inspired to build an app, a social media platform. The goal of the app was I built it because I felt that the upcoming generation or the current generation was struggling in the world of social media. How kids, how social media is bringing a lot of anxiety, depression, mental health, suicidal thoughts, loss of self-esteem. Kids are finding value through photos on today's social media platforms. Why not build something? We won't be able to stop all the negativities that comes with social media, but at least try to slow it down, minimize it by placing the full power into the user's hands. I believe that if I could build something where I'm giving you the power, hey, it's your life. You have the full control of the full control of your life. You can dictate how you want you can dictate how you want to represent yourself in the world of social media and how long someone is allowed to view your content. And I believe that way we were able to minimize all the negativity of come with social media. So that's how Big Perky came about.
That's amazing. And just, looking at BPEC, what it is now, it's more than just, a social media platform that provides space to those people being affected with bullies. Now it's a Christian social media app. How do you, and how did you move from that to becoming a Christian app? And what are your goals forward?
So I built the app starting late 18, early 2018, and we launched it I think late 18, like early 2019, and then we launched it and we pushed it. We tried our best to put it out there. We really did try our best to put it out there. I used every resources, but I couldn't get it done. And then I believe, and I started to freak out, and then I pretty much told God, I got this. I'm gonna do this alone. I'm gonna do this by my own strength. We use every platform we could. We use every blogs. We promote the app during the Black Lives Matter movement. It is a black-owned social media platform. We did everything we could. I paid money to advertise the app from different people, from different, but the app wasn't going anywhere. I went back to Disney and I started to work for the show Blackish, believing if I can just be around those people, those actors, I can recruit them to come to my app. So whenever they're on my app, they're gonna start promoting it, and their fans, they're gonna join them in the app. And I pretty much, no, not pretty much, but I trusted in men more than trusting God. I started to put my faith in men, that those people, if I can get 2 or 3 of them, they're gonna be big enough to bring traffic into my app. So I went after Hollywood actors, and I don't want to say the names, but like a long list of Hollywood actors. We meet, we talk about the app, and here's what we're gonna do with the app. But they were like, yeah, this is great, this is great, this is great. Yeah, I want to be part of this, I want to be part of it, but nothing ever happened. Over and over, they just let me down. They just let me down again and again. I would meet, we would talk again, but nothing ever happened. It was over, and I was dreamed down in that, and I remember in a space of 10 months, we only got like four to five users into the app. The app was dead. I was the only one using the app every day. I'm the only one posting on the app. It's like no one using my app anymore. It's just me, you know. But and then we came to the point where I created a content house. A content house is like you rent like a big mansion, and then you put in like a bunch of young influencers. They live in for free, but in return they get to promote your app. And then I got those kids to live there with my hard working money, all my savings. I put it into the house because I believed in the app instead of really believing in the God power, in God's power. So those kids came in and started partying, started doing stuff in the house, and 2 weeks, not a lot of users into the app. Nothing is going on from my app. I was like, whoa, so why am I paying all this money for? And then they came to me, I believe like 3 weeks into the house, they were like, well, there's a way we can promote your app. The best way to put Big Perk out there is by using sex. Sex is sell in America or all over the world. So we want you to go out there and bring us strippers, to bring girls that can come into the house, they can dance for us, and we're gonna put those highlights of them on TikTok and Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, and tell our followers, hey, if you wanna see the rest, follow me on Bipper, get on Bipper. And for me, as a man of God, I was like, you crossed the line. I would never pay money for. I don't care if they're strippers. I don't care if it's a homeless person. Whenever I see a human being, what I see is I see God's creation. I see God's son. I see God's daughter. And even though they don't believe in Him, I see God created. So I gotta respect whoever they are. And for me to think like, I'm trying to make this app to be successful, so I can build a church for God, and then you guys are asking me to bring strippers into the house so they can dance for you and to put on this against my value as a man. This go again. No, I decided to shut it down. I kicked him out of the house. I shouted the whole house. Then that was my last string. That was my last thing that I could ever really do for my app. I was empty. I had no more plan B, plan C. It was over for me. At that point for B-Perk. So I walked away from it. Like, okay, I tried 4 years of my life, trying to promote this app. Nothing's happening. Maybe this is not something God wanted me to do. So I walked away from it. And then months into it, God was telling me to go back to the app. I want you back to the app. I want you back to the app. For me, I was like, why? God, after 4 years of my life, think about it. I spent 4 years, all my savings, every cent that I made since after college, from the movie Gun to Galaxy, from the book, I put it on creating this app to bring glory to you. And it didn't work out. So now you asking me to go back to the app. No way. No way I'm going to do this. It's just, why? And then during our Bible study, my brother, you came to me as well. You told me, Blondie, do you know you always say you want to build a church for God, right? I said, yeah. I think it was you, Matthew, and then what was his name again? Megan. Yeah. And then there's another guy.
Jacob?
No, not Jacob. There's another guy who in our Bible study, I forgot.
Isaac?
No, he's from Oregon, I believe.
Oh, Ben.
Yes. Yeah. You guys are like, you always wanted to build a church for God, right? So, yeah. So, but do you realize you already built a church for God? I was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't see no church. I said, well, your app is a church. And this could become one of the biggest church ever created, because it's not a physical church based in Santa Monica or in Kansas or Florida. No, this it could be a digital church where all the believers from every corner of the world can meet on your app to worship, to pray, to post Christian memes, to post video with their families and loved ones, to to ask prayer requests, to share the testimony. This the physical church is just a physical, but we are the church. Yeah. Our hearts, our body, we are the church, and the app can literally become one of the biggest church ever. It could be one of the biggest app ever. So it clicked in my head. I was like, holy crap, I never thought of this. This is amazing. But I was very afraid to do so. I feel like David was talking to me, no, don't do it. I have to, because I spend so much money to try to become like the next Instagram. So now you're asking me to take in a whole new direction. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do this. So I was like Jonas. God told him, go preach in that city. Jonas said, nope, I'm going to go this way. So that was me. I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. But I felt weeks into a month, I felt the guilt in my heart. I feel like
conviction.
Yeah, I was like, damn, look. And then I see videos on TikTok and Christians, how they're struggling through social media. How they, their voices, Christian voices are being shadow banned, kicked out and being banned and blocked over and over and over. Like, well, I have something that can help the church. I have something that can help. So why not? So I started to pray about it, say, God, if this is something you want me to do, I will do it for you. And the more I pray, the more I fast, the more I'll start to find joy in my heart. Start to fall in love with it. I was like, this is not bad. This is great. For a Christian social media platform for believers over the world. I was like, so then I was like, and then I prayed to God, and I was like, okay, from now on, I'm gonna start working for you. So I'm gonna dedicate BPerk to you. I offer you BPerk. It's going to become your home. It's going to become a home for your children, from all over the world, from Asia, Africa, South America, Europe, anywhere in BPerk, to share the gospel, to talk, to post photos and videos, to share testimony, to ask prayer requests, So yeah, and so far we are building a great community of Christians.
That's amazing, and I've used BPerk. It's actually an amazing app, and I think you don't have to be a Christian to be on BPerk, like you said.
Yes, the app invite anyone. You do not have to be a believer. We're gonna invite everyone in the app, but the app will be run under Christian guidelines. So yeah, we're gonna share stuff about Christianity, and if if we see anything inappropriate, they're gonna be taken down, because we don't want those crazy challenges. We don't want anything like, we want BPerk to draw people closer to God and not away from God. So we have a big, we have a lot of work ahead of us, but we are ready for the challenges because we know Christ is on our side.
And that's amazing. And that's amazing. I'm very, very encouraged with your story. And I think just looking out throughout your journey, there was a lot of struggles, but it shows that faith actually is another way of, it's powerful. Yeah. Faith is powerful. And I know some of the people that will watch this, they might be going through a lot of things. They might have their own problems. They might have their own challenges, like for you. But because you believed in someone bigger than yourself, for you it was God, you were able to see beyond those challenges, and God made a way for you. So Amen. I'm happy to Amen. Hear this. And I just want to hear Philip talk a little bit about, do you have any question for Blondie, Philip?
No, I was amazed, to listen your story, your path. And what?
Thank you.
Yeah. And like I said before, I'm interested, and I'm amazed about faith. People believing in it, You are enormous faith in God, and this is very interesting for me, because I'm not a religious man, but I'm really interested in faith and how the people pursue their dream or their life through faith, you know, and that is my faith. I faith in faith.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So thank you to share your beautiful story, and
And that's
if I can say, because Marcel told me you just turned American now.
Oh yeah, I get my citizenship
so
this week.
finally, you know,
yeah,
after
I got my
all
citizenship.
the-
Thank
so-
you
so
very much. Yeah,
Congratulations.
finally, finally got my citizenship. So
No more fear to go back.
no. It's been 16 years
Yeah.
since the last time I saw my biological family. So I'm very, very excited to be able to go home. So I'm planning on going back maybe hopefully in
Wow.
December.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm gonna surprise all of them.
Good.
You know, they don't know
cool.
I'm coming. I'm just gonna pull up to show up. I'm here.
Yeah,
You know, so
he's back.
yeah, he's back. So yeah.
That's amazing. Just thinking about you seeing your friends, your mom after 16 years, it's just so powerful. I believe you're already an inspiration for them. And even when you're there, it's going to fuel their faith too, looking at your journey. But there is another thing happening tomorrow. Tell me, what's happening tomorrow? I think you have something that it will be tomorrow on Easter.
Yes, tomorrow on Easter. Well, we launched BPERC 3 weeks ago. And then we've after the launch, we ran through some bugs, some situation in the app. So we decided to fix those before we really start pushing the app. And tomorrow is Eastern, and we gonna be our first day of marketing BPERC.
Okay, so this is Beeper?
Yes, this is BPERC, the Christian social media. The
Okay.
Christian social media. So.
Cool.
Tomorrow will be our first day. We're gonna start advertising the app, and then the crazy part about this, because during the process when we getting angry at the developer, because I thought that they would fix it like in maybe like in less than 4 or 5 days, but it's been 3 weeks so far, and I was like, yo, the momentum, we are killing the momentum because the app is already out there. People are promoting it, but why do we gotta sit here and wait for you to fix those few little bugs? And we're still working on it. And the crazy part, we're gonna start our promotion on Eastern Sunday.
That's amazing.
Cool.
So
Congratulations,
So, yeah,
guy.
thank you. It's like God works in mysterious way, like in a very, very, crazy way, fun way, like we don't see. So it's a very, very exciting time to be able to really start our promotion on Eastern, when he was raised.
And it's on Apple Store only.
It's on
for
Apple
now.
Store for now. We are working on Android, and hopefully we're asking for our Android users to be patient with us.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring BPERC to Android as well.
Cool.
But for right now, just go to App Store and then tap BPERC. You're gonna find it, and then you can join a lot of people out there.
Cool.
Thank you so much, Blondy Baruti, for your incredible story. And for anybody who lives in LA and want to share their story, you can go to whatsappinla.com, and you will have to send us a message, an email, and send us your story. Send us your story, and you will have a chance to be invited to our studio. And next week, we have a lot of great guests coming up next week. And yeah.
Okay, cool, guys. So thanks again, and see you next week.
All right, you very
Marcel?
Next week.
Thank you very much for having me. I
All right.
appreciate this. This is great. And
Yeah, you had fun?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with you
Okay,
guys. So
cool.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was great.
Ciao.